Man, the NBA never stops being crazy because after the insanity of Luka being traded to my Lakers last night, now De'Aaron Fox has been traded to the Spurs, and what makes this even crazier, Zach LaVine is going to the Kings. Oh my god. But let's stop wasting time and get to the trade package, which is the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin, the Kings get Zach LaVine, Sidi Sissoko, and 3 first-round picks, 1 from the Hornets this year, 1 from the Spurs in 2027, and the Timberwolves first-round pick in 2031, while the Bulls get Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and their own pick back this year from the Spurs. Now, first, we have to start with the Spurs side of this trade. To me, this trade makes a lot of sense. The Spurs could use a dynamic point guard to pair next to Wemby long term. De'Aaron Fox can score at a high level, plus with his elite speed, he's a good advantage creator. He can constantly put pressure on the rim. As a result, consistently collapsing the defense to create easy looks at the rim and good shots from deep for teammates. While signing Chris Paul this past offseason has paid off for the Spurs, he's not able to bend defenses like he did 4 or 5 years ago. Yes, De'Aaron Fox is not as good as a passer as Chris Paul, and you can say Fox has been settling for shots from deep too much the past 2 seasons. So Wemby and Fox is not a perfect fit, but getting a guard like De'Aaron Fox who wants to be traded to your team will not come often. Unless Trae Young became available this offseason, Wemby and Trae Young would be a perfect fit, but the Spurs can't wait for too long. They have to take advantage that Wemby is on a rookie deal and be aggressive when it comes to getting a star guard to pair with him for the next 5 to 7 years. Also, I'm not surprised Fox got traded to the Spurs because when I was talking about the Kings a month ago, I said this could happen. And let's not forget, after this season, De'Aaron Fox will be on the last year of his contract. These factors combined has reached to a point to where it makes sense De'Aaron Fox could request a trade this offseason. And there's a team in San Antonio that him and Rich Paul are definitely looking at. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I would appreciate it if you could like this video as it helps the video perform better in the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel. I would gladly appreciate it. Since Fox wanted to go to the Spurs, they'll get him to sign a long-term contract extension. Overall, good trade for the Spurs. You get a point guard in Fox who's a top 25 player in the league to pair with your young, ascending superstar in Wemby. And you didn't have to give up Devin Vassell or Stephon Castle, meaning you still have a solid to good team around Wemby and Fox. The Spurs can make the playoffs this season and actually make some real noise, but trading for Fox doesn't make them a contender this season. But the Spurs having the possibility to maybe use Castle and or Vassell plus their other picks in the trade this offseason or further down the line, the Spurs can get scary real quick. With the Kings side, honestly, this is a okay return for trading away De'Aaron Fox. Hey, you got more first round picks for Fox than the Mavs did for Luka, so things could be a lot worse. Now, Zach LaVine's fit with the Kings. It's a bit clunky. We literally just saw LaVine and DeRozan not work well on the Bulls. Since both of them are at best with the ball in their hands, they're at best okay playmakers, and both are below average to maybe average defensively. So the Kings saw what happened with LaVine and DeRozan on the Bulls with Vucevic, another foreign big man who's not a good rim protector like Sabonis. And they said, well, it's going to be different with us. I don't know about that. And yeah, Sabonis is obviously a better player than Vucevic. But when it comes to defense, they both have the same flaws, but the Kings offense I expect to be really good. Sabonis running handoffs with LaVine and their two-man game could be really good, no doubt about that. Their starting lineup is most likely going to be Malik Monk, LaVine, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis. Offensively, I like it. But again, the defense concerns me. Their only good defender in this lineup is Keegan Murray, and yes, they also have Keon Ellis, who is very good defensively. But Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis can only cover up so much, and you're downgrading from De'Aaron Fox to LaVine, so their offense will get a bit worse. So the Kings, I believe they will be a playing team, and maybe they make the playoffs, but at best, they're a first-round exit. Now, lastly, the Bulls side, getting Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, Zach Collins is not noteworthy, just to be honest. While Trey Jones is on the last year of his contract, Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins still have 1 more year left on their contracts. So the Bulls are stuck with them, unless they can somehow trade them this offseason, but I don't think any team is going to want to take either of them, so at best the Bulls can trade them at the deadline next season. But what is huge in this trade is the Bulls are getting their own pick back this year from the Spurs. Now they don't have to worry about maybe if they're not bad enough, the Spurs could have their pick. I fully expect the Bulls to trade Vucevic by the deadline and just tank for the rest of the season. And now the Bulls can finally fully commit to a rebuild, which they have been needing to do for like 2 years now. But Bulls, you're close to doing the right thing. But don't mess it up this offseason by paying Josh Giddey a 4-year contract for $25+ million per year.